I've been talking all week about how Tyvar is like probably the best card out of one. It's been really impressive in the Devoted Druid shell, and just like this card is crazy. I also think that wall deck is like a bit better than a meme, but with how much Aimlet Titan and Mill there is, that deck is probably one I still don't want to be playing a ton of at the moment. But I'm interested in exploring a few different shells. I think there's still a lot of possibilities with this card. And then one card that a lot of people are really excited about with Tyvar is Fiend Artisan. 2-drop from Ikora, +1/+1 for each creature in your graveyard, and you can spend a green or black, tap, and activate it to sack another creature, search your library for a creature with mana value extra less, put on the battlefield, activate as a sorcery. So in this deck, you're basically doing everything you possibly can to maximize the power level of Fiend Artisan. One of the most important cards you can play with it is Stitcher Supplier, which both like fills up the graveyard by turn 2, so your Fiend Artisan isn't a 1/1 that dies to Renin 6, and it's also like a good creature to sack the Fiend Artisan. You're playing Aether Vial, which lets you Vial this in like end of turn and untap with it. I think Vial is a good card with Fiend Artisan and the rest of the deck too. And then the best way to like use this ability, in my opinion, is to play Asmo in combination with the Fiend Artisan, since just tapping this for 1 mana allows you to just put an Asmo into play, and you could, and obviously decks with this card are pretty built around it, and so having ways to tutor this into play is really nice. And Asmo plays really nicely with Vial, because you can just Vial it in on turn 1. Additionally, in this deck, you could use Fiend Artisan with a little bit of extra mana to find, Bloodghast or Priest of the Forgotten Gods, kind of depending on what you want to set up. Unlucky Witness is another really good creature to sacrifice to your Fiend Artisan. And of course, Tyvar lets you activate Fiend Artisan with haste, and if your Fiend Artisan dies, you can go like Tyvar, minus, immediately activate, get an Asmo. Priest of Fell Rites, also a card that lets you get activated immediately. This is, I don't think Priest is as good as Artisan. I was kind of like, when I was testing the deck last night, Priest felt playable. Definitely felt playable, but definitely also like it was maybe missing missing a little bit here. I think that you could build this deck a few different ways. I think that you could play it where Priest of Forgotten Gods was just a one of, and I've also been kind of thinking about like cutting the Unlucky Witnesses for Ignoble Hierarchs, and then the Underworld Cookbooks for Vengevines, or the Aether Vials for Vengevines, and then trying to be in on Vengevine. I think that the like Tyvar like having access to the self mill is kind of interesting in that kind of shell, and you have the cookbooks to discard Vengevines that you draw. But I haven't really figured out exactly how I'd like to build that version. I think that there's a good chance that version's a little bit worse, but I think this is a good first draft. I'm pretty excited about it. Would Goblin Engineer fit somehow? Potentially Goblin Engineer could fit somehow. Although I think that like, so to play Engineer, you need to play like 4 Engineer and like a Mutt and a the Dragon Engine, and then even then, like I've basically never found Goblin Engineer to be a good value card. It's kind of nice. It's a really, really good combo card, because it, in addition to being a good combo card, it can present some value, but while also being like it's like a 1/2 blocker that blocks Ragavan and can threaten to draw cards. But I've basically never found Goblin Engineer to be like a really good value card. No Emrakul. I had Emrakul in an earlier draft. You know what? We probably should have it. Just remember why I cut it. Oh, I was just thinking that like Fiend Artisan is like so crazy good against Mill. I was just like, can they even beat this card? I guess they can. They got plenty of removal for it, but let's try without it. TTV Twitch Prime Ticket, thank you. 4 lands on the draw. I have an underpowered hand. Let me go to mulligan this. This hand's much, much better. Turn 1 Vial Asmo. I want to keep the Priest. I also want to put back the Priest. Let me put back the Mire on the draw. List of exclamation point deck and get the list. TTV Twitch Prime Ticket, thank you. Perspire Mike with 22 months. And Expansion Explosion with a 13. Thank y'all. Okay, hoping that this doesn't get discarded rather. Okay, just to Giver of Runes. Turn 1 Asmo, very good against Giver of Runes. Ooh, we drew a Tyvar also. Could actually be correct to play Saga on turn 1 against a Giver of Runes. I think that getting more food tokens down ASAP is maybe the priority. Any grinding 3 drops? Yeah, Spike, what about this exact deck? Except Fable the Mirror over Tyvar. Or Tony, 11 months, thank you. Is it too lost in the sauce trying to build around mana rocks with All Will Be One and Rise and Shine? Yeah. I think so. It's like that's a combo with you're overloading the 6 drop, so you need this 5 mana enchantment. You need a lot of artifacts to be in play, and then after you've already done that, after you've played your mana rocks, you have your 5 mana enchantment, then you need to like overload your 6 mana spell. When you compare that to Quest for Pure Flame, which is just, you know, 1 mana, it's just like night and day. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna play my cookbook for sure. Next turn I can cast Tyvar and I can Violin Priest, but I won't actually have the second creature to sacrifice. Maybe I should have attacked here. Interesting. Ah, they're Druid, okay. A playset of Slippery Boggles and Hammer. It's been done. I think it's okay. So what am I hoping to draw here? Another cookbook, huh? I guess what I should do is cast Tyvar and then hope to mill a creature and put it into play so I can use my Priest of Fell Rites. We're pretty likely to hit a creature, and if we do, we can stop them from comboing. If I drew a creature for turn, I could have also like discarded the cookbook. Yes, we do find a Tyvar. The problem with this line, of course, is that I'm going to I guess I could have just cast the other cookbook, huh? Yeah, I don't know why I actually got so stuck on cast the third cookbook. I don't know. Like a kind of classic fancy play syndrome. This is okay though. I'm gonna go target this and then get the priest going. Yeah, the third cookbook was just definitely the better line. I'm like so obsessed with casting the Tyvar here too. Ooh. We even get like maximum mana value here too. So a pretty cool turn. A land lets me get back Bloodghast and tap the priest again if I want to. So we have a few bricks like Aether Vial, Tyvar, but for the most part we'll be able to either use the skin or find something good. Could take up the Vial, try to get up to 4. Which is actually kind of good with Priest, just being able to like Priest every turn. They have another Devoted Druid, so definitely hoping to find relevant card. I guess I'll leave this. No, I'll take it up to 3. Take it up to 3. Damn it. Yeah, this is definitely a brick. Alright, well. Your turn. Tyvar isn't a break, it's a Priest of Asmo. How do I cast the Tyvar? I can't believe I just missed the stupid cast third cookbook line. It's because I drew it for turn, the cookbook for turn, and I like wasn't something I was really prepping for. Okay, Priest Deck itself, no, it's 2 other creatures. Any land, any creature, Saved me here, but obviously I just didn't need to be in this spot. That's okay. I mean, we're probably dead. I need my opponent to show me the win condition, though. I've seen plenty of Devoted Druid players, like, just float a lot of mana, then pass. It's not Finale. They would have already cast Finale. I guess they're saying it's just, like, Natty Ballista. Would the Vial and a Planeswalker be broken? I mean, if it's only Planeswalkers, no. If it's Planeswalkers and creatures, be pretty good. Do you ever chat opponent and just show me the win con I'll concede? I've done that in the past, and they usually they just don't respond. Okay, my opponent has now made 42 mana. I would already be dead to a Ballista. I would already be dead to a Finale. They've made 44 mana. Like, literally, what can this be? Oh, I have the food token. Okay. Fair enough. No, but no. But this isn't... but now they have enough mana. Okay, looks like they have Ballista. Okay. Game 2. Bring in the... Needles, the Mites. Probably, maybe the Murderous Cut. Murderous Cut is only fast enough if I have Supplier. Hard to, like, just not play all the removal, though. Yeah, I want to play Tyvar and Elves. Tyvar and Elves was, like, one of the things I was most excited for. From the new set, and I, like, just haven't, done it. Just play one Needle. Oh no, so I like on the play I have both Asmo and Priest, which can be fast enough to stop my opponent. I really need to have one of those two cards. I should play the cut. Let me trim a Vial. Could trim a land. Isn't Voidwalker for Tyvar a little too deep? Is Voidwalker for Tyvar a little too deep? I think so. Maybe not though. I think it's like not exactly the I think it's not exactly the strategy in the matchup, though. Can't cast the Asmo. Let's go to take a mulligan. Have no red mana. So, in this hand, Fiend Artisan can find me Asmo. We also have a Pyrite Spellbomb. I'm going to keep this, put back a Underworld Cookbook, and then... maybe it's better to play the Supplier turn 1 over the Unlucky Witness. But I think kind of like having the option to do either one. Like if I miss my land drop on turn 3, I'll want to Witness instead. See if they just have the nuts again. Found a combo with Tyvar, Cloudstone, and 2 elves that tap for more than 1 mana. I mean, you could already... there's like already a million combos with Cloudstone. I don't know that Tyvar really adds a lot. Also, only like 2 elves that tap for more than 1 mana. That's like literally just Elvish Archdruid too. Is Unearth redundant because of Tyvar? Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, I don't usually look very closely at Unearth in decks like this that don't have any 3 mana creatures either. Okay, so am I sacking Supplier or am I sacking Unlucky Witness? I think I'm sacking Supplier since I want to play my Saga this turn. And then we can also play our Cookbook. So I need green. Fiend Artisan 5/5. Put an Asmo into play. Here's Aaron. Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing swell. How about Grist in the Shell? You could play some number of Grist. There's a really delicate balancing act between having a density of creatures for Aether Vial, density of creatures for Tyvar, density of creatures to sack to Artisan and Priest. So I don't feel like there's a ton of room for Grist necessarily. Although Grist is good with Priest. Grist does meet some of those requirements, absolutely. Okay, thankfully I have the Pyrite Spellbomb. But they have the Giver of Runes. So I guess what I can do is I can discard whatever I draw for turn, kill the Giver, then Pyrite Spellbomb the Sanctifier. Just tutoring for one? Yeah, one of us, if Fiend Artisan target could be good. Oh, but the thing is that that's 4 mana, so like... I do think that when you play decks like this, when you play decks that are like have a tutor like this, it's very easy to be like, oh, I need a 2-mana tutor, I need a 1-mana tutor, I need a 3-mana tutor. But like I feel like it's gonna be very rare that you spend 4 mana and tap a Fiend Artisan in Modern. I think like 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get an Asmo, and then occasionally you'll get a Priest of Fell Rites and activate it the same turn. And if you're like needing to block, you can like sack a blocker, get a new blocker into play. Oh, this is only as a sorcery, so that's not even a line. And so I just don't think that those are the kind of plays that you are gonna make often enough to like include it just as a tutor target. But I think a Grist would not be bad. Like you could definitely play a Grist. From a 5/5 back down to a lowly 1/1. One issue like with Grist and Vial though is like, I like that in this deck you can leave Vial on 2. You can Vial and Grist, but then you're not like able to leave your Vial into play. Dude, Tyvar get back Sanctifier? That's cheating. That's cheating. Okay, so I'm gonna really need a Saga token, I guess. Good Needle, Devoted Druid. I think that makes sense because Tyvar gives it haste. Isn't devoted to mana ability? It is. The ability for it to put a counter on itself is not a mana ability. My opponent finds a Stoneforge Mystic. Is it worth it to sack Asmo to Fiend Artisan on the last turn of 4 mana to grab another Asmo for another cookbook? Well, the problem is the Sanctifier is turning off my Daredevil loop. If that wasn't the case, I'd be pretty on board, but it is the case. So I think that I'm going to have to instead just discard my Daredevil. My Unlucky Witness also doesn't trigger. It's an interesting draw. I even have to attack this Tyvar, which stinks. So now this turn, if they minus Tyvar to get back Stoneforge Mystic, the Tyvar won't be in play, so this won't have haste to put the Cauldron into play. Wow, they're also playing Fiend Artisan. Cool. Just, you know, normal match of Modern, wake up, and it's Fiend Artisan Mirror. Very cool. Pretty dead. Opponent's draw was very good both games. I also fucked up game 1 though. Well, if there was a draw that gets me out of it, it's maybe this one. So if I Asmo one of the tokens, it doesn't work. So I can get rid of both Fiend Artisans, play a Priest. Their last card is just a Cauldra. The problem is that now they can Tyvar Stoneforge back into play, put Cauldra into play, but I've got a Priest. I don't know. That's all I got. Yeah, Sanctifier is so good against these kind of decks, of course. We have a Pyrite Spellbomb. This deck is a bit worse at like playing Path of Peril, you know. Fiend Artisan just can't be good enough. Yeah, I guess it's the Spike, you know. We're in the Fiend Artisan. We're literally in the Fiend Artisan mirror right now. With Classic, I have to spend the first hour defending the deck. Ooh, that's also a very good draw. We could maybe pull out of this. Famous last words. I think I'm supposed to sack Asmo for another Asmo and get another cookbook. Sack the Stoneforge Mystic, not too surprising. Play the Saga for turn. Play a cookbook, pass back. This would be a crazy game to win. But it's just top decking straight fire too. I have a Skyclave Apparition. Played out. But literally the player who cast more Fiend Artisans won this game. We are dead, right? Lair the Hydra. I'm not dead to an Alpha Strike, but I'm also not winning this game. Let's go to game 2. Did definitely punt game 1. I was like really concerned like with this like super cool fancy play, mill with Tyvar, activate Priest of Fell Rites, and then my opponent just had a second Druid and I didn't draw anybody else. It's okay. Well, I'm gonna keep this. Just trying to plan my turns. Mostly thinking, do I want to play Saga turn 1? I think the answer is no. No, if you Asmo a Cauldron, it does not get exiled. Oh, interesting. Let me get a... I need a black source. Overgrown Tomb. Is Shielded Edict playable in Modern? It is, I would say, fringe playable. Like a fringe playable, not super exciting card is kind of how I rank it. It is not a terrible card to play. It is a card that you can like absolutely register. But it's also like a relatively unexciting removal spell in a format with lots of premium removal. Tyvar and the Wizard combo? You're kind of really off. It feels like you're a little ways away, but you could do that. Again, I'm assuming they're going to Needle Priest. Yeah, they do Needle Priest. Against Affinity, prioritizing getting Asmo down, I think, is historically correct. And I now have this Priest of Forgotten Gods that I kind of want to get rid of. Is Priest a mana ability? It should be. It should be a mana ability. Why isn't it a mana ability? It targets? Mana abilities do not target. Ugh, bummer. But it's an ability that makes mana. It's a mana ability. Bummer. It's okay, we have 4 Haywire Mites on the board too. Probably need to kill a construct though. What are we trying to sacrifice the priest? You look at the Decklist. We have Supplier, we have Unlucky Witness, we have Bloodghast. They're also getting a Shadowspear. Interesting that they're trying to play this plan. Also interesting they're playing Scalding Tarn. Maybe they're just not. Maybe they're not normal affinity, but it's probably a thought cast. Oh, it's a relic. Wow. A lot of good main deck cards against me here. Would love to draw an Ovalchase Daredevil. I could also maybe just minus Tyvar this turn, looking to find an Ovalchase Daredevil. I think that's fine. We do at least have the priest in the yard to get back. I could discard the. I could also discard Fiend Artisan. The problem is I need to be able to still discard after I minus Tyvar so I can get back a potential Ovalchase Daredevil. Okay, so I hit another Asmo, which is actually going to be the card I'm going to pick here. So that I can get another cookbook to hand and then kill their construct and get in. We'll put it down to 5. Why not attack first for 6? 8 is more than 6. They shock down to 3. They tap their Relic of Progenitus. Yeah, main deck Brothers Hooded in their artifact deck. That'd be pretty gross. Or almost decks of Finale really bad. Kind of like missing. Finale is a really important card in the deck. You have some other cards you could play. What in the world are they doing? It looks like that one deck I played against deck. What were they playing the Indestructible Lands for? Is it Boom Bust? I can't remember. Yeah, I think they're a Boom Bust deck. You could play like some number of Chord of Calling instead as like a fine budget option. Okay, I want some number of Haywire Mites for sure. Maybe not the full 4. No, I do. They're playing the Indestructible Artifact lands. We definitely want the full 4. I think we can cut the Shadowspear. I don't think I want Needle for Narset. Although I might want Needle for Relic. We can bring in a Needle. I think trimming a Vial is fine. I think we can trim a Priest. Maybe we're just, just trimming. Something like this. Okay, turn 1 Asmo. Always feels nice. No Spell Pierce, no Spell Pierce, no Spell Pierce. Thank you, Clothis. Bell seems good against the Thunderstruction deck. I'm just not 100% sure they're on that list, They probably are, though. I think I'm supposed to cast the Cookbook this turn. Since I can just Violent Priest next turn. Can potentially activate Priest if I need to by, like, minusing Tyvar getting a creature back, but... could also just make a Saga token. We've got some options here. People do love their end of turn ices instead of their upkeep ices, huh? Spike Doom said, "WotC giving MTGO over to Daybreak Games as a sign of running it down." I mean, yeah, sure. It's not a very big surprise to me that like Wizards doesn't prioritize Magic Online. They never have. They also need Magic Online because Arena doesn't have the older formats. I think that if they I've said this the entire time I've been streaming. The best thing Wizards could do would be to have one client that has all the formats on it. That would be a really, really good thing for Magic. Should just be able to plus this, and then hopefully they can only 3/3 blocker, 3/3 construct. You can also discard Unlucky Witness and then minus. I kind of like that, actually. Be a good blocker for the construct. But also, like, I also, like, really dislike the... What's the word? Like, the doom and, like, the complain content. The complain content and the speculation content and the, oh, this is what WotC's doing. And it's like, they're really gonna... Wizards is intentionally destroying Magic, you know, that whole meme. I guess I could Vial in Priest if they make a token, and then... I have a second Asmo. I can sack this Asmo and sack the Witness. Rage bait, yeah, that kind of stuff. It's just not something I like to really engage in, and I just find it also so boring. It's like literally, yes, Wizards does not care about Magic Online very much. This has been the case for years and years and years, and is unlikely to change. No new news there. No, you're good, Koto. It's just like it just doesn't matter very much, you know. Kill Germ 12 months ago, thank you. Yeah, excited to see the deck tech. 2 years ago, WotC was so much better. Wasn't destroying Magic. It's been downhill. Yeah, I know, of course. But they're always destroying Magic. You know, the speculation is not for me. Deck tech from Killa, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, they didn't care about Magic Online when it was the only client. It's just, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And also deck tech from Killa. Okay, let me leave this Vial on 2. There's a good chance I get a second Vial to Vial in this Asmo. Like, I also kind of want to get a Haywire Mite. Okay, well, if I'm drawing this, that's not going to be the plan. I guess I'm actually not making a token. Hold on. Can't think with the notifications. Am I ever just sacking my other Asmo? Seems like maybe I am. Could also sack Haywire Mite. I'm definitely playing this Witness. Okay, so I guess my line is play Aether Vial. Haywire Mite this Urza Saga. Go to my second main phase. Or if they pop the relic, go to my stay on this main phase. Vial in the Asmo. And if I don't find anything I want off Witness, I can just Tyvar and get back the Asmo. Ooh, wow, that's a really good pickup. Yeah, so now we can just go Priest, Cookbook plus Tyvar. Cookbook twice. Pass back. Type exclamation point deck tech in the chat combo. You can get the info on that. Oh, and attack for 1. Cool turn, cool turn. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna start taking this up to 4, I think. Devocam, 12 months, thank you. Oh, sorry, and then the deck tech. This is for Killa. 2023 Tron. Okay, we've been talking about this some. I would like almost. I think you need to main deck definitely. I think 4 Cityscape Leveler, definitely 3. Like minimum 3, probably 4. I know that like having 1 in the sideboard for a Karn the Great Creator target. Dude, Fury plus Explosives on 1. What a turn. I know like in theory that sounds nice, right? But I think in practice, the problem is that like Cityscape Leveler being uncounterable is just like so important right now in the metagame. And having that density of like turn 4, very powerful, uncounterable threat is, you know, really what makes me so excited about the card, you know? This is definitely what Tyvar does best, like lets you recover against powerful starts. Ooh, yeah, I guess we just take Fiend Artisan, attack with the Priest, and then turn Fiend Artisan into an Asmo. 2 mana, 7/7. Pretty good turn. Good recovery. When not running 7 mana Karn. Yeah, we've been talking about this a lot. I think 7 mana Karn is not good. Like, full stop. Like, I know this is heresy, blah, 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 Sacred Cow. I feel like I have beaten so many Karn Liberated in the last couple of years. I think the card is just, like, not that playable. Like, if you want to play mono colorless, you need to play, like, Expedition map and the other Expedition map, the bad one. Like, that's the only way you can possibly be so in on this top end, and finding Tron is playing the full 8. But I have no idea why this is there. Yeah, maybe this is the wrong link, Killa. I can confirm. This hand's awesome, by the way. We can Vial in our Unlucky Witness. Witnesses are only purely red cards, so I think I might just get Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, Inscribed Tablet. Yeah, and so we've been talking about this for a long time. Like Cityscape Leveler and Ulamog are like top end cards I'm really excited to play in Tron. These are cards I think are very powerful. I also think that Golos is a good and like underplayed card in the shell, and also like plays kind of nicely with like having more Ulamogs in your deck in general. And I also think Spellskite is a good main deck card as well. Yeah, just send another link, or you can send the same link if that was the right one. But we can keep going in a second. Like this hand a lot. So like we can go Witness on turn 1, or sorry, Priest Witness on turn 2, into Vial and Bloodghast to start at turn 3, and then sack both of them potentially. Obviously, might take a different plan if we're against a more interactive matchup. Arid Mesa, huh? Well, most Arid Mesa decks are, in fact, pretty interactive. Ooh, so I guess what we'll do here is we'll go Underworld Cookbook, discard Bloodghast, play Saga, get back Bloodghast, cast Aether Vial. But I forgot what stream it was. Incapable of not getting spell pierced at every moment. That's okay. Bambino, 11 months. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Let's Gris, you can find with Fiend Artisan. I think finding it off Fiend Artisan is not that important. I think that it costs 4 mana and you untap with Fiend Artisan and have a creature. I think that it's like not that important. That being said, I do think Grist is like good in the deck, and I would be interested in trying to find room for a couple copies. But like I think like what's nice about this list is like you're not spending, like you could just spend what you get to spend. Oh man, I was thinking about not ticking up here. It's okay. I think I have to cast the Priest now. I just think that like the problem with Fiend Artisan in a lot of decks is like you have to spend so much mana to use its ability. What's cool about Fiend Artisan in this deck is in combination with Asmo. You just spend 1 mana, you put an Asmo into play, and that's like a pretty powerful thing to do. And then like occasionally you'll get a priest also, but for the most part, that's kind of what you're in on. Pun City, 60 months, thank you. Love the Dark Souls content. I'm glad you're liking it. I think I'm still taking today off the Dark Souls content. So yesterday, I realized I just haven't done the late game of Dark Souls post Ornstein and Smo in a few days. So I decided to practice that last night, and I did it like no hit, very confident. The whole thing was like very smooth. And so like I don't know, I'm like on any given day, I'm feeling really confident in my ability to get the early game before Ornstein and Smo no hit. Right after Ornstein and Smo no hit, I'm also feeling confident, but that whole area in between is still. Is still, or Ornstein and Smo is still tough. So I'm trying to go on like a high school teacher, high school gym coach training montage and get it done, you know. Anyway, I guess I just get a vial, right? The list minus the stars, okay. So still colorless. Again, I recommend being green. I do really recommend being green. That's a thing. I also think if you're not going to be green, you have to play Inscribed Tablet. If you are going to like in Eldrazi Tron, you don't play nearly this many top end cards because you just can't reliably get Tron as often as you can in other versions. If they had creativity here, it's actually not so bad. And I think, and so it's like in order to play this much top end, you have to play green, and like if you're not, you have to play Inscribed Tablet, but green would be like so much better. I just don't understand like even why we're not. I think that you're maybe overthinking Golos a little bit. Like Golos is kind of nice, like when you're getting interacted against. It's nice that like on turn 3 you can play Golos plus something, but it's not, in my opinion, in my experience, like doing too much more than that, if that makes sense. What is the best aggro deck in Modern? Hammer, right? Prowess is pretty good too. Prowess is maybe like the best, but like very underrated. I've had better luck with this list versus green. I mean, I think this is just my opinion, right? You know, there's a really good chance that if you play Tron, which you do, right, that you have more experience than me, because I have played very little Tron lifetime. But this is like my, you know, opinion on building the archetype, you know. I think that the Underworld Cookbook is this a Saga target? It is a Saga target. I think like my initial impression is that you're playing way too many Saga targets. I think that like Cookbook to like empty your hand against Bridge is like not worth this slot, and you know there's, you know, I think that the more 1-drops like Cookbook and Basilisk Caller that you play, the more tension there is with Chalice of the Voids. I'd almost rather just like cut both of those for Chalice of the Voids, you know. Creativity X equals 2. So we're going to sack Bloodghast, sack Unlucky Witness, then make a Saga token. And unfortunately, we can't use this Ovalchase Daredevil. If we could, it would be a bit more hopeful here. We got some sideboard cards, though. Cookbook is to rebuy Walking Ballista usually. I think that's just not worth the inclusion. I think that, you know, we've been talking about this in this deck too. People love their tutor targets. They love their their one-ups, and they get to feel really smart. But like, I think that, you know, it's always a question of power level versus consistency. And when it comes to tutor targets, and in my opinion, like, you very much like do not improve your power level in this deck enough when you include Underworld Cookbook for the consistency, right? But I also feel that there's a lot of tension here between like the amount of top end you're playing versus the amount of Tron enablers you have. I don't think that you have enough, but I also, like, again, just could be wrong since I don't play this archetype as much as other people do. As much as you probably do. Alright, gonna bring in the Orvars for sure. I think we'll bring in the Voidwalkers as well. I wasn't sure if I wanted Voidwalker in this matchup, but I'm feeling it. The problem is we don't have like Thoughtseizes and stuff, but it's still, I think, good enough. And we can play the Murderous Cut. We can also like kill Archon with Asmo. Could try to prioritize, or and Priest of Fall Gods, try to prioritize that a bit more. I think I'm doing the trimming again. My philosophy with Neutron is to threaten Tron while making land drops while playing fair Tron. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I like fundamentally disagree. But like if this is what you've been finding success with because you've been playtesting a lot, like I just don't have the frame of reference to argue too much, I guess. Why concede? What line did you want to take there to win? So is the swap Karn for levelers or something else? It's a bit deeper than that. Like at least in mono green. I've started a few drafts. See if I can pull it up. We were super dead that game by my impression, which is why I conceded. So you can. I don't know what line you wanted me to take. Well, this hand is going to be good enough for me to keep. Alright, so I had... This was my first draft. One thing I was kind of stuck on was the number of O-Stones. I don't know that I would play 4. I think kind of what I wanted to do was like cut 2 O-Stone for 2 Spellskites. And then like consider playing like 3rd Ulamog in the board too, is something I kind of wanted and didn't have at the moment. Kind of wanted the 4th Haywire Mite as well. Wasn't sure about the main deck number of relics, but something along these lines is what I had. Nebel, 20 months, thank you. Well, I was gonna discard the Bloodghast to the cookbook. Somehow my deck always finds a way to get Spell Pierce. This hand, opening hand, not that bad against Spell Pierce, and then immediately after one turn, it's just very bad against Spell Pierce. I don't know how. I always find a way. Even when my hand isn't bad against Spell Pierce, I get blown out against Spell Pierce. Brutal. The issue with all in Tron decks are too fast when they disrupt your turn 3 Tron. And so Spellskite helps with that, but I just don't think that your deck does like a very good job of playing Fair's Tron in the meantime. You have like way too much top end to do that. So like, in my opinion, if this is like really what you want to like be in on, you have to go way down on your top end threats, and you have to play like cards that are like both, like you have to play more cards that are good early and good late. So you have to play more Walking Ballistas, more like 4 Golas, 4 Karn, 4 Walking Ballista. These are all cards that are good late game, but also cards that you can kind of employ that game plan with. I think that you just like your curve is too high for your game plan was the main point I was trying to make. And so if you want the top end, you need to play green, in my opinion. If you want to be colorless, but have a lower curve. Yeah, I want to play Supplier. I want to be able to mill over another Bloodghast or a Daredevil here. Didn't, but I also milled over 3 cards that weren't particularly good top decks, I guess. I want to play Decklist deck. Do you think the Urza was worth it? Well, we had a worse record with the Urza. I kind of think I would play the 3rd Copter instead. I think that like my initial idea, it's just kind of too high in the curve, is probably right. Probably a little bit more. It's close though. It's definitely close, and you can try to find a different build with Urza as well. There's a lot of synergy there. I don't know. I just always get. I've been. Maybe I'm watching too much Doomwake lately. Maybe I'm watching too much Doomwake lately. There's just a lot of. I don't know. He was experiencing some ghosting yesterday. I don't know. I'm not accusing my opponent of anything. It's just like the really like long pauses on these critical turns always give me a feeling, you know. All right, it's a beefy Fiend Artisan. 5/5. If they double bolt it, we can discard. I don't know if we'd ever do that. Thoughts about Soul Diviner? Plays well with Saga, Vial, Tyvar. I'm interested in Soul Diviner plus Tyvar. I think that that's like potentially a different shell, or like, you know, yeah, like you like blue over red, but then like Witness is like one of the best cards to pair with Fiend Artisan too. Witness is like a really important role player. I think it's like in general an underrated card as well. Am I ever like? Am I ever sacrificing? I guess we sacrifice this, and then we Orvar, copy Archon, draw a card. We could draw another Orvar. I can also like this next turn. I can. I milled over a Bloodghast. Like I can. Fiend Artisan attacks for so much. And then I can also like, Fiend Artisan for Asmo. Fiend Artisan for Asmo is 4 foods. I know it is. I have 4 foods though, because I can discard a card to Archon, a card to Cookbook now, the card I draw for turn, and then the Cookbook I get off the Asmo. Isn't Asmo just -2 cards to kill an Archon, or Archon is +1 card so kills an Archon? Oh, Asmo kills both Archons is the problem, and I get to keep my like 11/11 Fiend Artisan. Or, yeah. Only 1 Archon though. He has to sack. Yeah, exactly. I know it's weird. I think I'm supposed to do this. Yo, oh, I do have a Daredevil in the yard. I totally missed it. I thought I saw the Bloodghast. Okay, that's also that also like makes this line way better. I'm gonna discard this because I have the Bloodghasts. Archon forces opponent to have kill spell for Archon. Kind of. I like immediately lose if they have it. Where I'm like in like kind of good shape if they don't. Like here, I get like I even have the multiple Bloodghast in play also to sack to future Archons. I actually think that this was like a really good line. The more I'm thinking about it. I think we play the Priest, right? Over the extra Cookbook. I could get a Cookbook activation, but I don't think I need it so much. And then like the Priest with the two Blood Artists. Great Moss. So is that 2 deck techs in the queue? Oh, it's also for the. I saw your gifted subs. You didn't have to also donate, but if you post a link in chat, I could take a look. Thank you for your generosity. Yeah, Fiend Artisan, even better than Archon, huh? It bolts my Asmo. My opponent goes Bolt Asmo into Creativity. I still have the Priest. Okay. So let me go bring back a Bloodghast. I kind of just want to attack with my Fiend Artisan, and I also want to get an Asmo. I think I should attack. Because, like, if they're going to make a Dwarf to block, I could just Priest it. Priest plus double Bloodghast is always so sick. Okay. Then I guess I'm going to discard the Ovalchase Daredevil. Choose not to use its ability. I can just get it back. And this is attacking for 12. Second with Priest before damages more. Not if it... You gotta kill the token, right? Well, that was an awesome line. Very cool game. So crazy to keep Fiend Artisan over the Archon there. Obliterating Punch is the name of this deck. Oh, classic Fight Club. You know, they've printed a lot of fight effects over the last few years. Is this the best one? That's really what you have to ask yourself. Is Tail Swipe the best one? I think that March of the Wretched Sorrow is like not very playable. I'm not a big fan of this at all. I would almost definitely be playing not Cast Down. I'd be playing Victim of Night in this deck. Victim of Night should be very castable if you're playing Phyrexian Obliterator. And Cast Down missing cards like Omnath, mostly Omnath. There's gonna be a few others, right? Asmo. Would definitely play that as a 2-mana removal spell instead. I play the 4th Goyf. Goyf is pretty good right now. Ragavan, of course, Ragavan. I wouldn't play any copies of this. I'd be playing like probably the 4th Goyf. And like maybe you have to play the 4th Tail Swipe. Tail Swipe is also good with Goyf too. We can keep this. Needs an Asmo kind of, but and we're gonna get Spell Pierced for again probably, but we have a second cookbook this time. Got to make sure to discard the Bloodghasts. Gonna get Spell Pierced on turn 1 3 games in a row. Yep. I'm impossible with not getting Spell Pierced. Is Bushwhack? Oh, yeah, Bushwhack may be better than Tail Swipe because Bushwhack is more modal. You know, allowing you to like get a land to like ramp into your 4-drop. I think I like that suggestion. Bushwhack over Tail Swipe and playing 4 of those. There's also like really old tech for the Phyrexian Obliterator deck that would probably require a lot of changes, but there's a land called Arena that you can tap it and tap 3 mana to fight 2 creatures. And I've always liked that card. Ooh. Never casting Priest here. Yeah, I think I'm actually supposed to cast the Priest instead of like discard Bloodghast, play land, play Cookbook. Arena, and then Arena is a land that taps for black via Urborg. So in order to play that, what you'd have to do is you'd have to play Elvish Reclaimer. Elvish Reclaimer would be a 1-mana creature that could both find you Urborg to like fix your mana, and then it can find you Arena to fight your Obliterator and stuff. And then you could potentially play like Urza Saga 2, but Urza Saga is of course, you know, a pretty overrated card still in my opinion, and I wouldn't necessarily be too excited about it. So we're gonna Binding the Priest. Gotta save a deck tech for later. I would really prefer if you didn't, but you can. Just don't in the future. You said Saga's overrated. Yep. Saga plus Reclaimer is not that good in my experience, and Urza Saga, like, people love, like, in a deck like this, it's not very good. But like, you know, it is, you could play like John Saga with Obliterator in Arena and go away from like 26 lands, and it wouldn't be very good, but that's a direction to go. But yeah, maybe Elvish Reclaimer plus like one Urborg, one Arena, one Blast Zone, you know, one or two other utility lands could be worth it. Is Necroglyph not playable? I can't remember what that card does. Probably not playable. Wisdom, 13 months, thank you. Yeah, March. So you could cut the Marches and like the third Feign Death, and like a Turok, and move a Turok to the sideboard and play. I just noticed that you have Blood Moon in the sideboard and play the. I would get rid of this red splash, I imagine. Yeah, let me attack for 3 here. I'm a bit worried about playing out my Asmo right now. I think that I kind of want to wait a turn. Yeah, we'll do more Dark Souls and Tequila streams at some point, I think. Here, Lucy Birkin. Necrogoyf. Power equals number of creatures, cards, the graveyard, madness 3. Very cool card. Pretty bad though. So I hope that like some of this, like there's some good ideas here. I understand, like, you know, I guess I should probably say this. I don't think that Obliterator is like probably better right now than it usually is because there's a lot of red removal. I think overall it's not really like a super competitive direction to be in. But it's not a bad plan. Okay, they do have an Archon. Gonna sack my Unlucky Witness. Discard my Daredevil. Priest and Verdant Catacombs. So if I draw a land, I'll play the Priest, which would be awesome. Otherwise, I have to play the Asmo. I did draw the land, so let's go discard Bloodghast. Get back Ovalchase Daredevil. Play Urza Saga, get back Bloodghast. Cast Asmo. Adam, 8 months, thank you, glad you're liking the stream. Is Dryad Valakut out of the equation if you go to Reclaimer tech? Probably not with Obliterator, right? Like, that's just like a good deck and a different deck. A cooking stream tomorrow? Yeah, so I tweeted this out last night, but we're doing another cooking stream, sponsored cooking stream. This time from Every Plate, which is HelloFresh's sister company, and they have, they do like, it's cheaper, but you also like have less selection. But that's why it's cheaper, because you have less selection. You just say, I want this kind of food vaguely, and they send you a bunch of stuff, and it's like really cheap. And they sent us a box already. We're gonna be unboxing it tomorrow in the challenge, and then doing a cooking stream next week. Yeah, Esther really likes doing them, and it's a good time. Like, 'cause it's like right before she starts her new job, and be good. It'll be fun. I always like to take the cooking sponsorships every once in a while for Esther. Every Plate and HelloFresh are owned by the same people, and like HelloFresh is like a little bit more expensive. You have more selection over your food, and Every Plate is less expensive, and it's more like bundles, but it's very cheap. Like, if you can find the code in my Twitter, it'll be like on the stream going forward from tomorrow also. For the next month, but it's like under $2. It's like $1.49 a meal, altogether, which is very hard to do these days. And you also don't have to grocery shop, which is I kind of feel like perfect for Magic players. Yeah, so I mean, you can already sign up. If you go to my Twitter, I tweeted the link. I also get money when you sign up, which is awesome. I really, yeah, I think it's a win-win-win scenario for everybody, but mostly win for me. No, just kidding, mostly win for you. Gonna ignore this Rin in 6. Are they in the EU? I think that HelloFresh was not available in EU. I don't think that they are. Although I might be wrong because I saw Gab have a HelloFresh notification on his channel, so maybe they are. I'll have to ask. You can select both Bloodghasts. They might have like a second veil. Does my link work for Canada? I think it does work for Canada. You can just try it too. I'll ask tonight. I'll make a note to DM them and check the countries. It's available. Awesome. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you, King. So I can post the link in the chat. But it'll be up on the screen for next month too, and we'll be. If you want to wait to see the unboxing and the cooking stream too, I'm gonna blame you. Okay, so yeah, here's the link if you're interested, and then I think that's already with the code entered. But if the code is not there, my code is POGSPIKE149. Turn the Earth. Stop playing this card, chat. It is so bad. This is just the worst. It is just please. I know like creativity lists keep winning with it. It's creativity though. You can win with anything in your deck. And like, no other deck plays this card because it's so bad. I just don't know why creativity players are like so enchanted by Turn the Earth. Is Endurance still good? We don't want to play it in creativity because you can't play other creatures. Endurance is still a good card, yeah. If you're testing with perfect information and you lose, does that mean you're bad or does the deck bad? It doesn't mean either of those things. It's just like everything is just so much more nuanced than good or bad. Is your opponent playing with perfect information? How are your draws? The perfect information that you use, were you using it correctly? It's just a learning opportunity. People are so obsessed with the good bad, but you know, like Magic is like so much more about gray and more about percentage points and about improving and learning than good bad. Yeah, chess is a great example. Perfect information game. This kind of feels like to me like I'm just gonna give up and cast a creativity here and then. Well, I guess no. Turn to Earth doesn't even get my Daredevil because I can make a token in response to the cast. Okay, so the plan is to go creativity X equals 2. I mean, it just doesn't even matter because like. I guess if they have Sarah's Emissary, it matters, but I even have the Priest to Fell Rights. Oh no, I can't target them with Priest. Because for some reason this is any number of target players instead of each opponent. Why is this? Oh, is it any number of target players so it's not a mana ability? Is that why? Because you can target yourself. That can't be why. Like, I mean, sure, you can target yourself to, like, sack another creature, right? And lose a life, but... It's for 4-player commander games. Yeah, it should just be each opponent, though. Have you ever seen anybody target yourself with this? Like, why would you want to target yourself? Not that often. A mana ability can't have a target. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's... So this isn't a mana ability. It would be so much... I think it would be much cleaner templated if it was just each opponent. All the time with Mayhem Double Butters. Okay, that's a good point, yeah. That's a good point. I didn't play a ton with this card in Standard. I actually did play a... I think the last RC or RPTQ I ever played, I had Priest of Fell Rates in my deck. Or Priest of Forgotten Gods. Ooh. Okay, cool. Opponent is a gamer. So if they have Sarah's Emissary, we could lose. I mean, we will lose. But they don't, so we just, you know, priest them. Wow, that's all crazy, Austin. What did they do? Did they give him a win? Or did they just, like, make him take the L? Opponent, please, just let me win. Please, stop. I'm 9 minutes ahead on the clock. Just, let's get this over with. Please. Please, opponent, please. I'm sorry. Did I say that Siege Rider wasn't playable? Did I recommend cutting Snapcaster from your control list? What did I do to you? Literally, what have I ever done? Ugh. Did you hear me talk about how bad Turn the Earth was? Are you composing a really nice message to me in the chat right now? That's happened sometimes. People would spend like 2 minutes composing a really nice. Spike, your bruise saved my family, and I'm no longer an orphan because of Anviltron, and I just want to say thanks for everything you do, and I feel so bad. This is a Secret Lair Bloodghast. I really like it. I bought them for today. No, they're just... I think they're just salting off. No, I don't know. They could be doing anything. This could be a really long... Oh, they lost connection to the game, though. Very... It's okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say anything. I should just take the win with grace and dignity. Yesterday, Doomwake was complaining about opponents ghosting, and I was like, this is why I play like really linear, weird, hard to interact with decks, because even if my opponents are ghosting, what the hell are they going to do against this? They've never played against this. They're going to make a lot of mistakes. Not that I'm accusing my opponent of ghosting, of course. But just in general, I do think like my like shift from like lots of like mid-range and control decks has to be like partially because these kind of decks are much harder to ghost against. if it's kind of evening the playing field if someone's ghosting against me and they've just never played against the deck before, they don't know what any of the cards do. It's just, you know, it evens it out. Not saying that that's what's happening here. It definitely could be what's happening here, but you know, who cares? I'm an orphan that didn't mean my parents have to say that I passed really difficult times when I was little. Seeing your streams cured my bit of anxiety depression. I want to be your daddy, of course. Of course. Okay, opponent's about to time out. It's so sad that they had to go save an orphans from a burning firehouse in the middle of our match here. Very sad. Hope that everything's okay over there. We're 2-1. We punted game 1 of match against Devoted Druid, but that matchup also seemed kind of tough, maybe. Did you have a deck tech, B-Dogs? I need to play more Boros Lotus Field for sure. It's interesting. It's interesting. The Elesh Norn in this list. I'm a bit worried about it with Lotus Field, but it is also. I think the attitude of like, literally just don't cast it. Spike, what are you talking about? Just don't cast it. Don't play Lotus Field when you have Elesh Norn in play. You have 5 mana. I think that is also an okay attitude. Okay, deck tech for Jace. If that was a deck tech, B-decks, let me know. But you know, I do like seeing where you're at. Ooh. Okay, first off, looks awesome. Looks really nice. I do feel like you gotta have Jace Friend's Prodigy in this deck, right? Or at least I really want to play Jace Friend's Prodigy in this version. It's like it works so well with Tyvar and Goryo's Vengeance that this is just, I don't know that I'd be able to resist putting that card in the deck. Okay, so I'm going to definitely tap this for a Supplier before I play my land because of Bloodghast and Daredevil. Never lucky, I guess, but play both of these. Attack for 3s. Pass back. Yeah, play Gigantha. Oh, there's a Gigantha. So you could potentially cut the Leyline bindings from the main and play Jace Friend's Prodigy over them. The bindings are really good though. Although here's like another issue I have with this version of the deck. Oh wait, why are you playing Asmo Cookbook Daredevil? Just because of Tyvar and stuff? Like I think that the whole like Goryo's plan falls apart when you're not playing Grief Solitude, because putting this big creature into play and then getting to putting this big creature into play and then getting to what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, Trickster my Supplier, cool. And then getting to like find a Grief, find a Solitude, find that 0-mana interaction is like a big part of the reason why, in my opinion, the other version that we've been playing of this deck works. And I'm worried that, losing that. Oh, let's go! What a top deck. I'm worried that losing that is going to be too big of a cost. And so, like, I think because of that, it makes sense to me to play Ovalchase Daredevil, Cookbook, Asmo, Jace Friend's Prodigy, Grief Solitude. Priest of Fellwraiths also pitches to both of those cards. I think that this is the direction I would go. I like moving the Knot of the World to the sideboard. That was something I wanted to do going forward. I really like Force of Vigor in this deck because you have... Oh, no, so it doesn't work with Giganta. Never mind. Damn it. All right, let me kill this Tide Shaper so I can go double Fiend Artisan here. Cool deck though. But yeah, I would cut the Asmo package for those 4 cards, and then obviously cutting at that point the Sagas for more domain cards. Very cool list. I've definitely thought about this kind of stuff too. One issue I've had is that, like, are 8 creatures good enough for 4 Tyvar? The answer is probably no, and the answer is probably you should play like 3 Tyvar instead of 4, but you can put and like Shadow Prophecy maybe is better than Tyvar overall. But that's kind of my opinion. Very cool list. You just on Gigantha, you bring it in. Yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's obviously kind of annoying. So they're saying that they have a Lord to Violin. Wait, what 3-mana Lord did they even play? I guess they give another Hexcatcher. I'm gonna block. Is it worth having Gigantha if half my sideboard has double pips and they're not cuttable? I don't know. I think so. I think it's more of a conversation for sure. That's something we've kind of tried to figure out is, in that scenario, is it still worth it? And I think my answer has been yes up until this point, but I'm really not 100% sure. I think there's a lot of nuance there. I mean, getting a third cookbook down this turn would be pretty nice. I think I attack though. I'd say the deck's going pretty well. You know, it's our first league of the day, but we're doing some really powerful stuff. Fiend Artisan kind of soloed. Well, I guess it had help from Orvar, but we had a really cool turn with Fiend Artisan against Creativity last round. We need to check in on that Creativity opponent, though. I'm worried that the orphans they had to save need some attention. Okay, so if they tap their Vial, I think I need to kill a Hexcatcher in response, because if it's the Merfolk God, then these will have Ward and it'll have Indestructible. So good that I can now double activate the Asmo next turn. Thanks to getting the extra cookbook. I think I'm leaving this on 2. It could be okay to take it up to 3 and try to get up to Vial and Daredevil this game. They take the Vial to 4. Yeah, they probably have Subtlety, right? So I guess casting the Tyvar into Subtlety may be inadvisable. But I should be able to go target this. If they make Mutavault a creature in response, I just kill the Mutavault. Or the Hexcatcher. And then they shouldn't have... If it is like literally Master of Waves, I guess we get kind of screwed, but... Yeah. Didn't really seem that likely. Yeah, I love Tyvar. Good Priest of Forgotten Gods matchup. Although I do think that, like, I think this is a matchup to trim a Tyvar in. Yeah, I think playing around maybe a good matchup to slide out a Fiend Artisan. Could trim a Vial. Vial seems important though on the draw. Maybe cut a Supplier. Needle for Mutavault. Needle can name Mutavault, Vial, Unlicensed Curse, Relic. So I think one copy as a Saga target is good enough. Whenever go back to some innovations for the wall deck. Of course, like the wall deck was really, really fun to play. I thought that it was good also. Although naming Vial is kind of awkward in this matchup, I suppose. I thought that the deck was good, very simply. But beyond just me liking it and think that it's good, it had the big issue of like Titan and Mill immediately becoming popular alongside this deck becoming more viable. So it is still something I'm interested in exploring for sure, but it is also something that may have to wait for a metagame shift, if that makes sense. What do we have against Tron? We have Hope, Chatter. We have Hope. And Tron's not all that popular at the moment. We've got, you know, somewhat of a fast clock, plus Pithing Needle, plus Haywire Mite, which is not that good against them. I think it just doesn't make a lot of sense to devote 1 million cards for Tron at the moment. Making a Saga token this turn would be pretty awful against a Trickster, so maybe I'll just go like this. Get more foods down, and then maybe at some point we can draw an Asmo or Fiend Artisan into an Asmo. Legionnaire, 60 months, thank you. Definitely gonna block. In consideration of Springleaf Gem over Shadowspear over Fourth Vial Cookbook. I mean, I did literally make all those considerations when I was building the deck. It could be correct to cut a land for the extra Springleaf Drum. The problem was I really wanted, like, the number of fetchables and the number of fetches I'm playing, which made me have a hard time including the Springleaf Drum. Additionally, like, both Vial and I think the Fourth Vial, the Fourth Cookbook are better than the Springleaf Drum. So it's kind of tough for me to. And I would never cut the Shadowspear in the Fiend Artisan deck either. Fiend Artisan is just too chunky. Do you think this is going to be a Shadowspear kind of game? Shadowspear or bust. Concede to a Trickster. Yep. Game 3 on the play. Maybe what Haywire Mite over Needle so that I can get rid of their Relic or Aether Vial without having to Needle my own Aether Vial. Better than Needle on Vial? I think it was better than Needle on Vial there. I think I had, like, literally no other chance besides, like, slapping a Shadowspear on a Construct that game. I felt that I was way too far behind. Okay. Close hand. I mean, a reasonable keep. I think that I'm supposed to be in on the Fiend Artisan Find Asmo plan. So I'm either putting back Priest or Unlucky Witness. I guess I could just put back the Priest and potentially, like, get a Fiend Artisan or a Priest off of Fiend Artisan after I do the Asmo thing. I think for the same reason I led on Witness earlier, I'm going to lead on it now. On turn 3, if I miss my land drop, I'll be really happy I played Unlucky Witness this turn instead of Supplier. Did the old sewer decks ever run Asmo and Saga? I'm sure that that was tried a couple times. Can Legion Air think for the 16 months? Do you feel like you've needed the drum this league, or do I have enough mana usually? There's been a couple spots where it would have been nice to have the drum. But one issue is, like, again, like, we're playing 4 Sagas. I want 8 fetchables. I also really am prioritizing 7 fetchable lands in this version with Urza Saga. Okay, so I think because I don't want to play a land this turn from the Witness, I'm going to sack the Supplier. Which does make their Hearse a bit better, but we'll eventually be able to... Oh, no! We build over our Haywire Mite! No! Is there a plan for more Dark Souls today? Not today, I think. Maybe after the usual stream. But the thing with Dark Souls at the moment is... I'm getting to a point where I'm feeling very comfortable with not only before Ornstein and Smo, but after. The last 2 times I've done post Ornstein and Smo, I finished the game without taking a hit, which is, like, pretty exciting to me. And I just need to go on, like, a high school gym coach training montage, really like studying. I need to really spend some time to study Hob and Dino and how they play the fight, so I can improve enough to get to the point where we are winning instead of losing. Okay, we're going to, I think, adjust attack here for 6. Have we considered doing a few more non-reset runs? I just don't think that they would be very helpful at the moment. I've considered it, sure, but I don't think they'd be very helpful or, like, interesting, to be honest. Yeah, the 4th Saga, by the way. And the 2nd Spreading Seas. If they dock hand me, that's gonna be okay. I'm just gonna not make a token here. Alright, put a priest into play. Yeah, so I'll be spending some more time practicing that tonight. It's been, I think that's what I need to do, and then we may do some on Saturday. If we don't do them Saturday, I'll do some on Sunday though. I was maybe supposed to kill a Merfolk in response. It's just like neither of the Merfolk are that good here though. Okay, being able to start off with like Priest, Sack, Fiend Artisan, and Witness seems like kind of a good start here. Interesting. So let's bait the Hearse activation now with this tap so we could potentially get something back with Tyvar, like a Fiend Artisan. Tyvar's awesome. Tyvar's just like an amazing card. Aether Vial, Shadowspear. Another Unlucky Witness, but not the mana to play it necessarily. Alright, so I can get a Fiend Artisan, or a Bloodghast, or an Unlucky Witness. I feel like Unlucky Witness is my best blocker here, and that probably seems like my priority. If I play Aether Vial, Aether Vial is going to allow me to Violin Unlucky Witness next turn, but it may just be better to not play a card here and use Asmo to kill Lord of Atlantis. Well, they'd be able to stop. They'd be able to exile the Fiend Artisan with the Tyvar. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe that wasn't as good, huh? I'd play the Spear. I think Spear is the worst line out of kill Lord of Atlantis, play Aether Vial, play Spear. Do you have the mana to pay for ward? Yeah, I'm deciding to pay for ward or play Aether Vial. I think I have to kill the Lord. Fiend Artisan, sack Asmo, get another Asmo for second booking option. I don't think it was great. It was maybe okay. Didn't let me play the Tyvar this turn, which I maybe overvalued. Second Mutavault, one mystery card in hand. Is it Dismember? Looks like Dismember. No. Mutavault to crew the Hearse. So I can take 5, chump the Hearse, and then eat a 2/2 if they just attack like this. I agree with killing the Lord. Why not wait till combat? I guess that's a good point. You get to kill Sivamboom. Yeah. I'm not. I'd have to like go back and like watch the tape or whatever, but I'm kind of on board. Dude, they're sending everything at Tyvar. Oh, so I guess if they're sending everything at Tyvar. No, this is coming at me. A land this turn to like bring back the Bloodghast from the yard, and potentially this one too would be really nice. That's interesting pickup. Okay, so I think, well, okay, I can go discard Bloodghast to Cookbook, play Witness. No, I think basically no matter what, I'm losing my Asmo here. Let me attack. Oh, wait, they're going to activate Mutavault in response, aren't they? So I guess what I have to do is I have to go discard Bloodghast. Asmo here. They'll go activate Mutavault. And then I will tap the Priest after that. And then they'll sack the god. And then this hearse is large and in charge. My options appear to be play Cookbook for 1, discard Unlucky Witness, gain 3 life up to 9, which puts me, like, I'm going to 1 exactly, right? They can go make a Mutavault, crew hearse, attack with Mutavault. Alternatively, I can fetch Shock, play Unlucky Witness down to 3, and I'm dead to any creature. I'm dead to any creature. I'm dead to any 2-mana creature. Or, like, land plus 3-mana creature. If only I could play both of these. How many Bloodghasts? 2 Bloodghasts in the yard, but they don't block. We need a Shock for the Cookbook line. No, the Cookbook line gains 3. We play Overgrown Tomb tapped. We're up to 9. Go to 1. Alternatively, we fetch Shock down to 3. Chomp. Oh no, we're just dead to any creature there. We go to 1 either way. I think I'm supposed to go for the Cookbook line. Well, I guess at least with this scenario, I have a card from Unlucky Witness next turn. Witness line is better since it gives more outs. Witness line is worse against Dismember, though. Witness line is worse against them having a 3 or 4 mana creature, right? No, that's not the case. Yeah, I think the Witness line is better. So dead to any 2-mana Merfolk against the Merfolk deck. Or 1-mana Merfolk. Oh, no. Dockhand doesn't kill me. I would think my opponents thought this out. Maybe not. I guess they didn't have all the information I had. Why didn't we attack? Wasn't that post-combat? I had already attacked with Asmo that turn. That was second main phase. They're tapping a Mutavault. That's really good news. 5 mana Silvergill Adept. Let's go! Let's go. Oh, wow. So I'm dealing damage in multiples of 2s here. So I don't think that I need to attack with the Witness. Deck tech for Panda. A lot of deck techs today. Happy to take a look if you post a link in the chat. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna go tapped Overgrown Tomb. I guess they hearse in response. Supplier could have got another Bloodghast. That's true. I should have played this first. Although they're just gonna hearse either way, right? So I think I just wait. I can sack a food off of the card I draw off Priest or Fell Gods to go to 6 if I need to. Why no Mayhem Devil? Mayhem Devil is a 3-mana creature, and the Tyvar deck is the main reason. The list is also like super tight. There's like not really a lot of wiggle room. I'd love to play Grist. I'd love to play Mayhem Devil. But like, you know, all the cards are very, very like tight knit here. And again, 3-mana creatures in your Tyvar deck is kind of awkward. Thank you, Nim. Very cool. One of the first people to say that they came over from seeing on Shuffle Up and Play. This is funny. Oh, I've wanted an Asmo Ranger Captain deck forever. Very much looks like a panda deck. Black white baby all day. Can we really not play Death Shadow? Maybe not. Squeed, 40 months, thank you. I think it'd be very cool to play Death Shadow in this deck, because, like, if you play Street Wraith, all of a sudden you have, like, overlapping synergy with Death Shadow and overlapping synergy with Asmo. And, like, you can just go Cut the Grief, Solitude, Ephemerate plan, and you can play, like, Street Wraith, Thoughtseize, Death Shadow. I've tried it bad. Okay. I'll say that this doesn't necessarily look great either. Like, I never love... I guess you have Ranger Captain also as an okay Ephemerate target. I don't know. There's something about this deck that I'm not clicking with. I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is. But maybe it's better than I think. All right, very, very close game. We're 3-1. Could have won game 1 of match 1. I don't know exactly how different things would have been. Let's get a 4-1 prediction going, though. Keep this. I spoke 36 months. Thank you. Excuse me. I don't know. I do think unban Uro, please. That's funny. I do think that this list looks like a good first draft for the idea. I do absolutely also feel like it's missing something, and I think that is probably early game pressure. Stoneforge Mystic or Death Shadow would help with those plans, but maybe just being a more controlling black-white Asmo deck is also fine. I like Lauren a lot here. I would be somewhat interested in playing the 3rd copy of Lauren in the sideboard. I'd also be interested in maybe instead of doing that, you could splash green for Haywire Mite. Haywire Mite's like really good in these Saga decks and is something I generally like. Okay. Up against Scam. Singleton, Ragavan over Sprite Dragon Prowess. I've played Ragavan and Prowess. I think that Sprite Dragon is a better card than Ragavan and Prowess. I also think that Soulscar Mage is better. I also think that Soulscar Mage is better than Ragavan, and I think Ragavan is like just like the 6th or 7th best creature you could play in the archetype, I guess. Dude, I would love to have this in my hand. I guess I did have it in my hand, huh? I'm not gonna trade Priest for Ragavan if they offer it, of course. Just have to take the hit. I have no other plan. Also main deck Dauthi Voidwalker. Like, one thing you could do is you could main deck Dauthi Voidwalker and just play like 2 Ephemerates and 4 Undying cards. I think your Voidwalkers are better too. Although you also Voidwalker is maybe just like good enough on its own, but that could be a direction to go. Could play like more Voidwalkers on the side. But overall, I think you have like an okay first draft too, or like early draft. I'm sad to hear that like the Asmo or the Death Shadow isn't a good fit, of course. But I should have guessed that you'd have tried it. Of course you had. So unlucky that they hit this. I mean, yeah, unlucky for us, they hit the unlucky witness. So I'm going to go Bloodghast, Priest, yeah. Guess I could attack first. No Violent Priest to block Witness, too risky. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about sorcery speed removal, like Fury, but maybe I'm never beating a Fury this game. And like this like maybe lets me like Edict the Grief. That was maybe the line, huh? Because it does seem like it's going to be tough to beat this Grief. With only 1 card drawn here. We can cast the Daredevil at least. But it's just not quite enough. What would they have flipped? They have flipped Voidwalker, Blood Crypt. Voidwalker would have been kind of a scary card to face there. Well, you're running the play. Although I have to, I guess this matchup is probably not that bad game one, and then it gets worse post board. I think I want Pyrite Spellbomb to deal with Voidwalker sometimes. Maybe the Murderous Cut for the same reason. That seems to be probably the scariest card. We're not as bad against Hidetsugu. We're not. I guess we are pretty bad against it, actually. Never mind. Horrible against it, actually. Alright, I'll cut a Shadowspear, and Fiend Artisan actually gets really big and beefy. Probably good against all their non-terminate removal. Cut a Supplier. Voidwalker is not good against Scam, in my opinion. And a Mold of 5. The deck is too mid-rangey when not being been around Dark Shadow Ward enough life loss. Yeah, I guess another big issue. I had a hard time realizing this, but I think it also just no card advantage cards in a deck like this makes your matchups against control and 4 color so hard to win. Oh, I need to bring in Haywire Mite for game 3. I always forget that they have Leyline. I don't know why I'm like this, but I can just I'm just incapable of remembering that Scam has been playing Leyline for months now. There's a Voidwalker. I think we might end up being a Pyrite Spellbomb gamer here. Don't feel too bad about attacking for 1. If they Ragavan, I'll just trade a Construct for it. I plan on doing any RCQs this weekend? Not this weekend. I'm going to be streaming the Modern Challenge, and then Esther and I are actually unboxing a sponsor sorry, a meal kit from Every Plate tomorrow. So I want to get Pyrite Spellbomb here. So I think the line is just Pyrite Spellbomb, cast Tyvar. Man, it's been so awkward this match. Yeah. How's it? I mean, this match, I don't know. Have to 1-land Aether Vial hand, and then I don't have double red here, but double red in this deck is it's okay to not have it. It's not gonna come up that often. Oh, I should have untapped the Witness. K-Doors, 20 months, thank you. Confusing game 3 last match, yeah. Yeah, Variety Andy. Yeah, so I think the cooking stream is going to be next Sunday. They're sending us this box to unbox, and then the next one I think is going to be cooking. They have 2 Undying effects. Good beats, I think. I'm going to Pyrite Spellbomb this now so that they... so I get the Unlucky Witness trigger. They can cast my Pyrite Spellbomb though, okay. That's fine. Why did I let Voidwalker untap? So the problem with killing the Voidwalker main phase is if they have an Undying card in their hand, which I think that they do, by the way. If they have an Undying card in their hand, they get to Undying it, then kill my Tyvar by attacking it for 4. So playing around that Undying effect by letting them attack, maybe even get a card with it, I think is way better. Best target is Fiend Artisan. Asmo is the best target. Just 1 mana, put an Asmo into play. I actually don't even think there are any other good targets in Modern for it because of how mana intensive the ability is and how slow the card is already. I think to play, maybe Devoted Druid is better, or it's playable in Devoted Druid, but you could also potentially play Devoted Druid combo here. A lot of moving pieces. It's nice that Fiend Artisan is an infinite green mana thing, so you have Tyvar plus Fiend Artisan plus Druid, infinite mana green, and then you go infinite mana, Tyvar into sack Druid for Duskwatch Recruiter, get Ballista or something like that. Or if you have another creature, you can sacrifice and get Stoneforge Mystic for the ping card. Dude, my opponent is tanking here. Oh, they lost connection. Maybe they were one of the orphans in the burning building from earlier. They're back, though. 1 to Construct, 2 to Tyvar. Yeah, maybe. I am watching Last of Us. I think it's been really good so far. I'm starting to like really though regret watching shows as they come out. I just rather watch them all at once. So I don't think I have the like self-control to wait on Last of Us or Vinland Saga, but those are the two shows I'm watching right now, and both of them I just want more, you know, and I just don't have the patience. Yeah, they play the Undying Evil. Yeah, I actually have read the majority of the Vinland Saga manga, not all of it. I'm like, I was caught up like a year ago, and then I'm maybe like a year behind. But this arc that Vinland Saga is on right now is like one of my favorite ever. So Dead Tyvar, they have 2 cards in their hands, plus whatever they get off the Voidwalker, which is Pyrite Spellbomb. I'm probably going to play Aether Vial, so I can Vial and Asmo. Definitely with second Asmo here, will I do that. And I think we'll go ahead and just Tyvar back Unlucky Witness. I guess if they Pyrite Spellbomb it right now, it's kind of awkward. Because I won't get the card, but I think that's okay. I think it's all okay, right? Yeah, you know. I guess neither of those cards are really too helpful for us. So we'll see if they want to hit me for 8 with Fury, or if they are more interested in killing Tyvar. I think either is okay with me. Yeah, I can't believe there's more Attack on Titan content in 7 days. I'm really not ready. I need to rewatch some stuff. Nice to have a second Asmo in case they have a removal spell. I'm going to keep the Vial on 0 for that reason. Yeah, the final season, for real this time. Part 3.1. That's how it feels. It's okay. Like the content, like the show itself is like just the best shit ever. I don't mind that it's taking so long, but I just wish I knew, like, is this gonna be the end? Is that known yet? I don't think it is. So what I'm supposed to do is wait on tapping the cookbooks here. And then if they attack, when they attack with the Fury, block with Asmo. Which they didn't do, but now I can Vial and Asmo, go to blocks, then discard Cookbook and Verdant Catacombs. And so they have to have like 2 more instant speed removal spells to really get me here. Yeah, so the episode Friday is an hour long. Oh, no, but they kill response to the ETB trigger. Well played, well played. Tough, tough, tough. Okay, 3-2, that's league. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. But as far as I know, it's like one 1 hour episode, followed by like a couple months break, followed by another hour, is what I heard.